Alright, and welcome, everybody. Just sitting here waiting on a couple connection issues and a little bit of technical difficulties taken care of. I'm here with Additional.
Hey, how's it going?
You guys casted with us a few times, so as soon as we get everything squared away, we should be underway. Clan War against TrpleT, I believe it's a best of 5 for this format.
I think so.
Pretty sure it's all Diamond players. There might be a Masters in there somewhere. But either way, it should be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking through the party we're in right now, and it's all Diamonds. So I think that's what this game is going to be. I think it'll be interesting. I've seen a lot of the PsiX players, but I haven't really seen any TrpleT players, so I'm interested to see what kind of playstyles they'll bring to things.
I've seen them a few times. They all play pretty well. I know they have a pretty good setup over there.
Oh, we just got a message asking in here to you for a video.
Whoops. I'm bad at this game. Should be fixed now.
Oh, I guess we're introducing ourselves again.
Well, whatever. I am TrpleT, aka Regret, for some of you. I'm here with Additional, which you all know him very well. We got a clan war coming up against TrpleT. I'm pretty sure it's going to be all Diamonds Pro League format. But other than that, it should be pretty good. I think we're waiting on one guy who DC'd to get up. It looks like he is back. So fairly shortly, we should be getting going.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll try not to leave the pre-roll on anymore. I can't believe I just did that. The pre-roll is the only scene that I don't have a hotkey for, and I just forgot to click it out.
Gotcha. That's alright, it happens.
Yep. Dinner with my pops was good. Kappa. Mexican Kappa. Carnitas.
Wait,
Kappa.
you're Mexican or you got Mexican food?
I got Mexican food. I do speak Spanish, though.
¿Hablas español?
Sí, poco.
creo que debemos tener un stream en español para los, I don't know how to say viewers. I don't even care. I'm done with that.
Yeah, I can't do the whole stream in Spanish either. I knew that's where you were going.
I didn't know how to say viewer in Spanish. Mirador. Alright, so we got Matt Beto starting. We're going to see what's going on here.
Alphabetical order. So, LMNOPQRST. That means we go first?
I think so, not sure.
Oh, wait, no, he just said let's do alphabetical order.
Oh, for the map rotation. That makes sense.
That'll work.
Well, the last Clan War I casted, we saw a lot of Zerg players. So if we get, say, Belshir for a ZVZ, alright, that was just vetoed. But Belshir, in my opinion, is the only really heavily Zerg favored 1v1 map. Newkirk actually is pretty Zerg heavy too, since it's got such a short rush distance. I was just told in the chat that viewerino is the Spanish word for viewer.
I think you might be getting trolled on that one.
No, I know. It would be mirador, which I guess would be like watcher
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, I remember one time when we were against Down for the Start, someone said that in the Twitch chat that the clan's name was Down for the Sex, and I took it seriously. So the entire stream, that's what I was calling them, not realizing that I'd gotten trolled.
So, we should be about to get going here. I think they're just finishing up their vetoes. And I forgot my water. Correct.
Oh, there's Jacob in the chat.
Yeah, man. He said he can't type because there's going to be a party, or can't cast because there's a birthday party or something at his house, and it's going to be kind of loud.
Oh, gotcha. So, Passion just said, "I speak of mucho Spanisho." That's about the extent of my family Spanish.
Right.
Right now I'm learning German. That's quite the adventure.
Alright, I'm going to grab my water while they finish up their stuff, alright? I'll be right back. 30 seconds.
Sure. Alright, so the next veto is Paladino. So far we've had Belshir, Abyss, and Paladino vetoed. All that's left is Cactus, Honor Grounds, Newkirk, and Proxima. Looking at the two players, it looks like we are going to have a PV...
You're welcome.
Checking to see what the other player is. Oh god, there's so much terrible Spanish in Twitch chat. No, Nick Jones, I know that's not how you say it in Spanish. It would be Mirador. I just read it out loud.
Alright, I have returned.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to see a PVZ round one, just looking at the stats of the two players.
PVZ?
Yep.
Alright, well, I'm a Zerg, you're a Protoss, so this should be alright.
I'm actually a Terran main now. I'm done with Protoss. Just, it's not fun for me anymore.
I got you. Well, you still know a little bit.
Yeah. I just can't Zerg. It's like, Zerg is completely foreign to me. I don't want to Zerg. I have no desire to Zerg. It's just, I like to kill Zerg. I currently have an 88% win rate versus Zerg, but I'm in silver, so that doesn't really mean anything.
True fact. But as long as you keep that win rate. Oh, Sassy Kitty's here. Hello, Sassy Kitty.
Well, I've got 75% win rate TVP, 88% win rate TVZ, but my TVT is 53%.
Man, a lot of my old friends are here. This is pretty neat. See how long it takes them to figure out who I am, though. I've changed my name. And Kingslayer, I told you I will show you what is in the safe. Passion says I can show you what's in the safe.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for Passion, because I'm actually curious too, but we'll have to find out.
I'll show you one after every game if you want. If he says it's okay. That's what we can do to fill the time.
Is it the skull of your ex-girlfriend?
That would be illegal, so no.
Well, just because it's illegal doesn't stop people from doing it. All right, it looks like our first match is going to be on Cactus, TVZ, or PVZ, I'm sorry. So I think this will be interesting because it really all comes down to scouting, I think, in the early game.
Yeah. I mean, if they get cross-spawn, it'll pretty much eliminate the need for any kind of cheese, and we'll see a pretty macro-y game. So, I don't know. We just have to see what happens. Snowy, I've never seen play before. Some of the other TrpleT guys I have. So I'm not sure if he's more of a... pardon me. Macro or cheesy player. But we shall see. No, Kitty hasn't started yet. We are in the lobby, and we're going to be getting going here very, very shortly.
Yep, the ready check's coming out. Alright, the TrpleT player's ready. We're just waiting for the ready from the Zycom. Yep, there we go. I'm sorry. PsiX. I did not mean to say the Zycom there.
Smart Asian guy knows what's up.
Passion guy says, I forbid you to open that safe clarity.
Why do you forbid me to open my safe clarity? I mean,
just do it anyways.
I'm clarity. Well, I don't want to get like banned or my streaming permissions like revoked and stuff because I actually like doing this. You already know what it is? What do you think it is, Passion? What do you think it is?
Oh, he says he already knows what it is.
That's where I know you from, Regret. Yes, it is. Zeratul knows who I am. What's going on, man? Long time no see. No hard feelings, chat. Anyway, looks like we got Fabedge versus Snowy starting up on Cactus Valley. Loading in now.
Yep. Do you mind if I do the intro, or would you prefer to do it?
Go nuts. Just tell me where you're starting.
I'm going to start... if there's a player on the left side, then I'll start there first. If both are on the left, I'm going to start top left first.
Gotcha. So you're just starting on the top.
Oh, Passion doesn't actually know. He says it's a firearm, I bet.
A? Or...
Naughty Magazines was another suggestion in the chat.
Is there one? Is there two? A few? Or many?
Oh, so we know it's a gun. Or guns.
They're not all in the safe either.
I don't know. I'm in New York State, so good luck getting any kind of guns.
I'm in Maryland, man. The laws... Man, this is taking a long load in. Did somebody drop? Man, I hope the badge didn't drop again. There is a shotgun in there, Kingslayer. You are sure. You are correct. That's right, Zeratul. Only sugar, buddy. Only sugar. I miss you guys.
I will actually be right back. My dog looks like she's in dire need to use the bathroom. I would prefer not to have her crap on the floor.
Yeah, don't let her shit on the floor. I mean, poop on the floor. Sorry, Passion. My bad. Let's see here. There is no chewing tobacco. There is cash. The pistols are not in the safe. But I do have them. Okay, game has started.
Alright, looks like we're just starting game number 1. In the top left, playing Zerg, representing Psionic Aftermath. We have Fabedge, and it looks like we have a little bit of lag here. Oh, it's Passion.
Passion, you bastard.
It's like a big plot twist. Passion was the one lagging all along. Oh, he left.
Yeah, that's just to get rid of the lag for him. He might have to restart his modem.
Passion just said 40 lashes after the clan war. Alright, so in the top left, playing Zerg, representing Psionic Aftermath. In the pink trunks, I think that's pink, we have Fabedge. And then in the bottom left, in the red trunks, playing Protoss, representing TrpleT, we have Snowy. Now, this is it's an interesting map for Protoss, because if you can hold that early defense, regardless of whether or not you know where your opponent spawned, you should be pretty safe as long as you play it safe. But if the Zerg 12 pulls, which it looks like he's not going to, then
yeah, clearly
I think we're just going to see a standard game.
Got the probe moving out for Snowy for that early scout. Looks like he's going to guess in the wrong direction, so it's going to be a minute or two before he finds PsiX, and PsiX is going with a early expand. So far, everything seems fairly standard. Gateway opener out of Snowy.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe for the Zerg to do that early expand because the Protoss really doesn't have anything he can punish that with.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see how it all unfolds. Early game PvZ is kind of boring unless somebody's cheesing.
The Protoss is actually doing something interesting here. He chose to do a gate gas expand rather than a pylon expand. Now, the gate gas expand is safer and more dangerous at the same time. It allows you to get an early unit out, so you can better get that zealot out. You can get the zealot out faster, hold the wall, but at the same time, you lose that economy to be able to build the rest of your wall faster, because now he has to wall with the cyber core rather than another gate. So I wonder if that's going to be a factor in something like a Baneling bust.
Maybe. We'll see what happens. I don't think that's what PsiX seems to plan on doing. He's got 3 hatches down. Does he have his pool yet? He does have his pool.
Yes, he does.
So it looks like he's just trying to macro up and play a pretty standard game,
he just finished his first gas in his main. And yeah, this looks like it's going to be a standard game, which honestly I like, because standard games are, to me, are much more fun to cast than cheese.
However, up next to old PsiX's base, where his 4th would be. I'm not sure if I agree with PsiX expanding towards the Protoss in this, but we're going to have to see what this proxy is over here. Proxy
yeah, well, the Zerg player, it looks, he hasn't scouted yet, so the Zerg player isn't going to see that the Protoss hasn't taken that natural. Let me check, just make sure. Oh, Snowy has seen, actually, that he hasn't taken the natural. My mistake. But, I wonder how he's going to react now, since he went for that heavy macro opening, and I think that's why the Protoss player chose to do that proxy to be able to punish that early macro.
Yeah, and I don't think there's going to be an Overlord headed out in this direction anytime soon, considering PsiX already knows where Snowy is. Warp Gate is about halfway done.
Yep, Spine Crawler dropped in the main and natural of PsiX.
Yeah, but the amount of aggression that he's going to be able to force out with this proxy, and as close as he is, he's going to get there really fast.
Now this build that Snowy's doing is interesting, because this build is traditionally done versus Terran. What it is it's a 3-gate proxy robo, where you just constantly pump out either Adepts or Stalkers and Immortals. And that allows for a really early push that hits really, really hard. Since the Immortals just do so much damage, it's so difficult for a Zerg player to kill them at this stage of the game when they went for that early 3rd hatch.
And right
now, all Zerg has right now is 2 Queens, 2 Spine Crawlers, and 4 Lings.
Right, and so the Adepts and the Immortal have just popped out, so it looks like the aggression is going to be moving in very shortly, and Zerg is not going to have much to defend.
Yeah, those Lings are moving out of position, so I don't think the Zerg will be able, A, anticipate this, or B, be able to defend it. But I think it'll just come down to how well the micro is.
And if he didn't know, he knows now.
Yeah, I think this might be game.
This is probably going to be game. Zerglings don't do too well with against Adepts. That'd be okay versus the Stalker and the Immortal, but there's really just a Spine Caller and 12 Lings in production. It's just not going to be enough. This 3rd is definitely going to go down, and then he's going to go ahead and push into the natural.
With that 3rd hatch being denied at this stage of the game, with the Zerg player choosing to opt for heavy macro, I think that just denying that 3rd in itself was a game-winning blow for the Protoss player.
At this point, yeah, it is. He's got a Dropper Lord morphing in somewhere. Down bottom here. I guess he's going to try to get some economic damage down with 6 Lings and a drop, but there's just too much at his base. These spines aren't going to be... They're not going to be enough. Especially with that Immortal. The Queen's going to go down. There's only shields gone on a couple of those guys. He is sending in the Dropper Lord. We'll see if this can get any workers down. PsiX is ahead in workers, so if he does somehow hold, he'll be ahead. But he's going to have a lot of work to do.
Snowy has no Mothership Core.
Yeah, but do you need one with 2 Immortals and 8 or 9 Adepts?
Well, here's the thing. If PsiX can hold this push, then he wins.
Yep.
If he doesn't hold this push, then he loses. Because right now he has these probes sitting in his base, but they're not mining for Snowy. So I think that's a mistake.
They'll go back to mining here shortly as soon as he gets done microing this here aggression. Which, with those immortals out, those spines really aren't going to be able to do too much. I mean, this is...
I think this is GG.
Yeah, he's back down to 1 base. There's not really any hold here that's just even possible. Another immortal and 3 more adepts walking in just to pretty much add insult to injury, but this game is pretty much over.
Yeah. I'm surprised the GG hasn't come out yet, to be honest with you. There it is.
Yep, there it is. So it's going to be Snowy putting TrpleT 1 up in the clan war.
You know, honestly, I'm surprised this build worked, because that's traditionally a cheese that's used versus Terran.
I mean, Protoss units are really strong. If you get enough of them out early and you can kill a macroing Zerg, why not?
Yeah, definitely. I will be right back. My dog wants in.
Yes, sir. So, alright, that's pretty cool. It's going to be a game up. Passion, I need to know who the next player is unless you're getting back into the party.
Plot twist, you're the next player.
If I'm playing a diamond, I'm not that good. Whew. Or who is next? So we can get a hold of these fools.
Oh, Snowy just left.
It's because he just played. It's Pro League.
Oh, my mistake. I forgot how we were doing this.
Yep.
All the ones that I've casted up to this point is an all kill.
Old insane.
Oh, I'm the party leader. I accepted him.
Pass me the lead.
Yeah, Passion just asked to join and I accepted it, but he's not in.
They said Eclipse is next, so I just suggested Eclipse.
You're party leader now.
Alright. And I guess we need a map pick out of Eclipse.
Still waiting for Passion to come back.
Oh my god, it's Neo! What's up, Neo? Neo's my buddy. Neo's a very, very, very cool guy. Out of TrpleT, he's super, super nice guy.
Now, somebody just said Protoss at this level always equals cheese, but it really doesn't, though.
That's insane, guy.
Yeah, because here's the thing about Protoss. If he didn't see that third hatch at that stage of the game, I can almost guarantee he would not have done that cheese. Can almost guarantee it.
So, fun fact, a few months ago, TrpleT, Neo was gold. He climbed into diamond very, very, very quickly. So.
Alright, so Belshir was a map chosen. And, he was 1v1 master in Wings of Liberty.
That was a long time ago. It's a different game now.
That is very true. I actually played a game of Wings of Liberty, and it was so slow and so boring that I just left like 10 minutes in.
Alright, I am not playing. Neo is playing. And Eclipse is playing. Can't remember what race Neo plays.
Let me check.
We shall see. /lobby.
Let's see. He is a Terran player.
Alright, it's going to be TVT then. Because I'm pretty sure...
Alright, so I think we can all agree that TVT is the most cancerous matchup in this entire game.
Yeah, Tanks and Marines. Have fun.
Yeah, the standard build for TVT now is a 1-1-1 tank Raven Marine push with a stim timing. But we might see some interesting plays. Something I've been experimenting with is a 1-1-1 fast drop into tank Marine Marauder medevac transition. So I don't know, I think we're either going to see a really cheesy game or a really long drawn out game.
I actually really like TVT for some reason. I like watching it. I think that's because of all the GSL and the Katowice games.
I love watching TvT. I just hate playing it. It's my only, like my TvP 75% win rate, TvZ 88% win rate, TvT 53%. Like that's terrible.
You're still about 53% or 50%. So.
Yeah, but I'm not happy with that.
All right.
I'm the kind of person that's never happy with my play.
Well, that's sad.
But if I'm not beating myself up so much, then I actually have a potential to improve extremely quickly.
Yeah, so, and I'm kind of torn. I'm on PsiX. I know Neo. I like Neo. So it's...
Yeah. Alright, so kicking off game number 2. In the top left corner, playing Terran, representing Psionic Academy, we have Eclipse. And then in the bottom right corner, representing TrpleT, in the red trunks, playing Terran, we have Neo. So this is Belshir, which is... And Passion just left again.
Yeah, that's what he's
Belshir is one of the most obnoxious maps for Terran. Well, especially when you play against Zerg, but since it's a TvT, part of that annoying factor should be kind of mitigated.
Slightly earlier gas out of Neo.
Yep, he chose to go gas first instead of Rex first, so I think we might either see... Oh, they both went gas first.
Pretty mirrored build. It just seems like Neo is a few seconds ahead on some of the stuff. Maybe... it looks like Eclipse slipped out an extra SCV is what happened.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to have a 2-1-1 out of Neo and a 1-1-1 out of Eclipse.
Actually, if Neo drops a second gas, I think we're actually going to see a 3-Rex Reaper out of Neo. And then a 1-1-1 out of Eclipse, most likely.
He did. So, I'm not a Terran expert. It's my worst matchup. I don't really know a lot about Terran, so I'm going to ask you a question. If he goes 3-Rex Reaper, okay, and Eclipse has enough time to get out, say, a Cyclone, wouldn't that pretty much insta-counter?
Yes. If he gets the Cyclone out in time, then it's an insta-counter. Because Reapers can just toy with Marines. However, if he doesn't get that out in time, then he's basically done. Because he has not started his factory yet. Alright, there it is right now. The factory is just going down. Yeah. I'm seeing 2 Rex. I'm not seeing a 3rd Rex yet, because normally with that build, what you do is you drop 1 Rex, 2 Rex, and then as your 3rd Rex is building, you get your 2nd gas.
I gotcha.
Is denying the scouting right here, but I think it's pretty safe to see by the fact that he dropped the Reaper but hasn't started the reactor on his 1st Rex yet. That's a pretty telltale sign that something is up. No orbital yet. Orbital just coming down for Neo.
And the Reapers have some distance behind him, so Eclipse did not see the 2nd Reaper.
Yeah.
His 1st Reaper is about to come out. Neo's 1st Reaper looks like it's going to slow down and go and hop up into the Reaper. I'm looking at the 1st.
Yep. So there's 2 Reapers out for Eclipse.
And he got his. That's an advantage.
Yep. That is an advantage, because now he's going to have time to get the Cyclone out.
Yep.
And he's dropping that Tech Lab, so we are going to see a 1-1-1 and the Starport coming out.
Got a couple more Reapers on the way. Cyclone is almost finished for Eclipse, so he should have no trouble holding here.
Now, Eclipse actually made a mistake there by dropping both grenades at the same time.
Yeah, you need to stagger them.
It may not seem that big, but now
14
Neo
seconds.
still has grenades.
Yep, 14-second recharge time now. It looks like he's going to put that Starport on the Tech Lab and pop out a Banshee.
Out. Oh, he's going opening Banshee. I wonder if he's... Yep, Cloak Banshee opener. Yeah, if he's 3-Rex Reaper, he's not going to have an answer for this.
And he could also just be trying to force some kind of overreact. I know Terran players do that sometimes with the Banshees, because a lot of Terrans go Raven first, just because it's such a good unit. But
Neo is transitioning into a 2-1-1, which it's really late. So I think at this stage of the game, he's got to have something up his sleeve since that Reaper harass was denied, or else he might be in a bit of trouble here. Now he's got that Reaper patrolling at Eclipse's natural to see when he expands, if he expands. But I don't know if... Honestly, I think this game could go either way. The reason why I say that is because Neo didn't commit to the Reaper harass. If he had committed to let's say a 3-Rex Reaper and that had been denied by the Cyclone, he would have lost. We're seeing 1 meta deck come out, so it looks like all we're going to see is a 1 meta deck drop from each player with probably going to be a multi-prong with Cyclones and Reapers at the front. That's my best guess here, because now
And
we have
those
combat
Reapers
shield
saw that
research.
Banshee. The Reapers saw that Banshee coming across the map, so let's see how he reacts to it.
Now keep in mind that Cloak is not yet done.
It's got a couple seconds left, not too long. And he just loaded those Marines up and walked back with them.
I don't know, I think that was a mistake, because right now, with that one medevac drop, even with the 3 Reapers coming in, Eclipse still has enough to hold us with the second Banshee out. But he needs to be careful that it doesn't get locked on by that Cyclone, because the Cyclone will do exactly the amount of damage required to kill that Banshee with its lock on.
Forcing the SCVs to run after getting a few kills. Neo is down to 17 workers against 31. This drop is coming in, but it's not going to do
Neo's not
much
mining
damage.
either. Keep in mind that Neo is losing almost all of his SCVs, and he's also not mining.
The tank goes down way too quick. The Marines just get murdered, man. Neo's got some problems here.
Yeah, he does. I think this is GG.
Forces are dead. He's got 6 workers, and
Yeah,
there's the
that's
GG out of
GG.
Neo. Sad story, man. He saw those Banshees. He just didn't have enough time to react. So, I mean, it happens to the best of us, I guess. So,
I think-
Eclipse is going to go ahead and even it up 1-1.
Yeah, I think that the early commitment to those Reapers was what lost Neo that game. Because when you take those Reapers, you lose the gas, which delays your factory and your starport. So I think that is what cost him that game, because everything of his was so delayed that he just wasn't able to get the units out, he wasn't able to get the harass out, and in denying that heavy Reaper harass, it just snowballed from there.
Yep, I could see that. And no, Ming, you are incorrect. It is Pro League. Okay, so we're gonna invite Passion back to the party. So it looks like we're all tied up at 1-1.
Now, just to point out a little disparity here, Eclipse had almost double the APM of Neo.
Sorry, I'm typing. I can't do 2 things at once. I'm a dumbass redneck. I can't
Oh, that's all right.
multitask.
Well, it wasn't 3 Racks Reaper, my mistake, but he did have 3 Reapers.
Yeah, it was just a 2 racks opener. You just went into a pretty late 2-1-1. So did somebody just get? Oh, Passion just came back in. Let me get him the party lead, so you can get our next player in. Alright, so who do we got up next for PsiX? Oh, it looks like it's going to be Ming, one of our fellow casters, so I guess we better do him justice. Gotta bring the hype for this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, let's see. Who do we got coming out of TrpleT? We got Pyro and Zeratul in here, so I assume it would be Pyro. And who do we...
And it appears Zeratul is party leader at the moment.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. He can get the game going. The players are in. Passion is just coming in to get the games going. Is Ming in the party? Yeah, Ming's in the party. So, alright, I can't even remember what race Ming plays.
I don't either. I think he's a Zerg player, but I'm not 100% sure.
I can't remember, man. My memory's bad. I'm tired. Had a long day.
I'm checking right.
We get to cast some StarCraft, so it works out.
Let's see. Ming is he's a Terran. Now he's got Terran and Zerg and random Diamond 2. I'm assuming his Protoss is Diamond 2 as well then. His highest win rate is Terran by a slim margin.
hey, I mean, if you can play all 3 races, then that's great.
Yeah, definitely.
So it looks like we're going to see Pyro up next versus old Ming here. And seeing as we are evened up 1-1, we're going to see at least 2 more games. And as per our usual, we'll probably play the 5th game just to make sure everybody gets a chance to play and just for funsies and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, with that extra game, if it ends before, you know, like it's not a down-to-the-wire match, the 5th game is usually a lot more relaxed and a lot more fun, so we'll see some more interesting strats out of the players.
Yeah, there's no pressure unless it's, you know, if it gets to the point where it's just a game to play for fun and the match has already been decided, there's no pressure and people don't have to worry about anything. A lot of times when you get into tournaments and clan wars and stuff like that, you find nerves that you never knew you had because you're not just representing you now, you're representing a team. So,
well, my thing in that is I go into every game expecting to lose, but I don't give up. Like, that's how my mentality is.
Yep. You just find nerves that you never knew you had. Like when I played in my first money tournament a few weeks ago, the first couple games of every series, I was very, very, very nervous. I was actually able to put it behind me and win that. But, you know, when you're playing for money, you're just playing for stuff like that. I said no, didn't I? Oh, oops. I really wish I could type and talk at the same time, but then I start typing when I'm talking and it's completely not related to the conversation. So, stop spamming spin. Winner 92 got wrecked. Nightbot shows no mercy.
Yup.
Hey, answer him. He's still got me banned. He can't hear me.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Answer him. Tell him to unban me so he can see what I'm saying.
Tell who to unban you.
Zeratul. He's got me blocked from some issues a long time ago. But, that's why he can't... Like, I've answered his question 4 times, but... He's got to unblock me for me to be able to respond. Nothing big, by the way, stream. It was nothing big. We're all good.
He's sad to see he doesn't have you blocked anymore. Oh, Passion's in an unranked game.
Yeah, that's fine. Ming's not coming. Can you hear me now? Just tell him Passion's not coming and move on, because for some reason he can't hear me. Hey Nick, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, bro. Sticky Joe, thanks for the follow as well.
I've got a question for Stream. I want to see if Stream can get this right. Which weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of gold? I'll give you about 2 minutes to answer that question. I want to see what all the answers in the stream say.
I wonder who's gonna get it.
Oh, I haven't been keeping track of the maps available. Have you?
We played Cactus. And
we played Belshire.
Belshire.
So
any of the others.
Stream doesn't appear to care about my
Proxima. Question. It's a delay. There's a delay. They probably just heard it. I'm judging by Wrench's facepalm that it just happened. Old ranch here. Well, one of the streamers is me, Clarity, aka Regret, and the other streamer is Abyssional. He's the one that you cannot see on camera.
Yes. So we have one answer that says same weight. Nick Jen says hard question. I want to see how many people answer this.
I think they're trolling you. They know.
Alright, Sassy Kitty says they're both a pound. I just want... Alright, Stream, you have 2 more minutes. And I'm going to tell you that you're all wrong.
Why? Which one weighs more?
A pound of feathers weighs more because gold is measured in troy weight, where 12 ounces equals a pound instead of 16.
Okay. Alright, you're too smart. You're going to have to keep that stuff locked up. Now you're making me feel dumb because I'm a redneck.
Well, you trolled me. I got trolled by everybody. I have to troll everybody back now just to get even.
I only trolled you once, and it was hilarious. Okay.
It was hilarious because I had no idea who you were. You know, you just messaged me on a separate account.
All right, looks like we're going into Newkirk, and we will see what happens. Zeratol's got okay. That way. Oh man, they're in here borking.
What is borking? I don't know what that is.
Bork? You don't know what borking something is? Like if you were to bork something, it would be to, and this is as far as I know. Maybe there's a different meaning that I don't know because I'm not very hip. But say I was to bork a game. I messed up a game. I threw the game. Basically means you messed up or you threw or whatever.
Oh, gotcha.
So as far as I know.
So kind of like that time that Bjorn threw a game for match fixing.
Not quite like that. That's not a bork. A bork is an accident.
So if Bjorn made an error that lost in the game when he should have won, that would be a bork.
Yeah, if he didn't micro his Reapers for 3 racks Reaper and they all died to roaches. That's a bork. Match fixing is just illegal and a very bad thing to do.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if Bjorn was punished for that. I didn't really read into it that much. I just heard about it.
When did you hear about that? Because I know back a while ago, was a lot of Korean guys got busted for it, and some of them are still in jail.
Well, I think I was watching a Shoutcraft tournament actually, and they were talking about how Bjorn lost something that he should have won because of some match fixing scheme. I'm assuming since it involved bettors and an illegal activity that Bjorn was probably threatened or something along those lines.
Maybe, maybe not. I know some guys did have a problem. What are we waiting on? I think they're all deciding on what race they want to play.
Well, because Ming plays 3 races, and I think he's overthinking things. I think he just needs to play what he's the most comfortable with. And I think Ming overthinking this might actually cost him the game if he's not careful.
So waiting on those two to ready up, and we should be able to get into the game.
Alright, Zeratol apparently is unable to click start. So I think at this point what we need to do is we just need to leave, quit lobby, and remake.
I can't even type in the lobby. Alright, so we're gonna have to remake the lobby. And, wait, I can't even leave either.
Oh god.
Technical difficulties. We can't leave?
We're all trapped. Okay, so Stream knows what this delay is. We're all in the lobby, right? Everybody's ready to play, and host tried to start it. It wouldn't start. So I said, okay, just quit and remake lobby. But we can't quit either. So I think we're all gonna have to restart StarCraft.
Yeah, we're all gonna have to relog. So give us just a minute while we sort this thing out, and we will be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the pre-roll up while we get this going. So ready for?
I was gonna give an interesting fact while we relog, but okay, whatever you want to do.
Rip headphone users. that we've rebooted. We just got to get all the players back together, and we're going to go from there.
Okay, I was seeing in Twitch chat, and they were asking how you say I love you in Spanish, and I see te amo, which is T-E-A-M-O. Te amo means you call me, not I love you. You would really say te quiero, which is kind of like saying I want you, which is kind of a weird saying, but that's just how you would really say it.
Yep, pretty much. Really depends. I need to figure out how to get a hold of TrpleT. So, here, this is how we're going to do it. There we go. I received a new friend request from TrpleT. That'll work. Get him back in the party.
There we go.
There's him. So we have both players, both casters, and TrpleT. And what was the map? I'm going to give it back to TrpleT because he probably remembers.
The map was Newkirk.
I'm just going to give it back to old TrpleT so he can take care of it. So hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties this time.
Yep, Newkirk.
Can't believe that whole party bugged out. Thanks for the follow, Pyro, Sassy Kitty, Z Hero. Or is that just Zero and you're trolling me? Whatever. And Arrow, thank you for the follow as well. We all appreciate it here at PsiX Aftermath. We actually run these clan wars a few times a week, so we're all the time putting out different StarCraft content. So we'll see how it goes.
Every Wednesday evening, we have a clan war versus Contest.
Yep, every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, TrpleT is saying in the party, so. Please don't freeze.
Alright.
Alright, fingers crossed.
Please, David Kim. Please, David Kim. Score is 1-1, right? I didn't get up my notepad to write it out before. I'm going to put it up right now. Notepad.
Alright, the game is actually starting this time. So we're going to see a ZVT on Newkirk Precinct with Ming versus Pyro. I think this will be an interesting game.
We shall see.
Because here's the thing about Newkirk. From a Terran perspective, you can get that drop out really fast if you go 2-on-1 because of the rush distance, but at the same time, the Zerg's going to know to put sport crawlers up. But there's that corner of the base where you can drop in undetected. Alright, would you like to do the introduction this time?
Yeah, sure. Spawning on the bottom left corner of Newkirk Precinct, representing Psionic Aftermath, it's going to be our Blue Zerg player Ming. And spawning on the right bottom corner of Newkirk Precinct, it's going to be our Red Terran player, representing TrpleT, Terrifying Through Teamwork, Pyro.
Now, I have a prediction as to how this game is going to play out.
Let's hear it, buddy.
I predict that the Terran player is going to open standard 2-on-1, get the drop out. He's going to get a little bit of damage done with the drop, but for the most part, he'll be repulsed. The Zerg player will attempt to bust, and that's about as far as my prediction goes. If the bust is successful, then the Terran, if I can speak, that would be great. If the bust is successful, then the Terran player will likely lose, but if the bust has failed, then it'll win. But, you know, he could just go Roach Ravager and completely ruin my prediction.
Yeah, we will see what happens. Roach Ravager, I'm not sure. I mean, it's pretty popular in the meta right now. I still do Lingbane Muta versus Terran, just because I don't like the feel of Roach Ravager. But so far, everything looks really, really super standard. Yeah, I don't see anything out of the ordinary at all. The Rax is finishing up. The second depot should be going to... Actually, he's going to build the command center down on the low ground first before he completes his wall.
Yep, orbital command coming out. Reaper coming out. Yeah, it looks pretty standard from both sides. Now, what's going to decide what this Terran is going to do is when he takes his second gas. That basically says everything.
Yeah, the Scouter SCV realized that everything seems pretty standard. Just going to wander on back home.
Yep, just a normal 17-17-17 from Zing. Or Ming, I mean. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I just said Zing because I said 17 so many times.
Yeah,
that just
right.
felt natural.
Yep, Reaper on its way out. See if he can get himself a couple drones for his trouble. The Queens just got queued up. They're actually coming out just a little bit late, so he's going to have to defend this with those 4 Zerglings that are coming out.
It looks like we're going to see a 2-1-1 coming out of Pyro, unless he decides to do something different.
Which is pretty standard. I wouldn't chase that Reaper off creep with those. I'd chase him to the edge of creep, turn around, and come back. Because until he has speed, that Reaper is faster. It doesn't look like Pyro is going to push the envelope any at all, though, so...
Yeah, I think he just wanted information, see if he's getting that second hatch, if he's got anything unusual out. What the links say, he had his pull at about a normal time. So I don't think there's anything, really going on. I'm happy that this is a very standard game.
Yep, looks like he's going to go position that Reaper up by the 3rd, so we can possibly deny it or delay it for our blue Zerg. But he's got a couple Queens out. Reapers are... Their time to do damage has officially passed, and it looks like he's going to sneak this drone by and get his 3rd down and take the advanced 3rd, which he almost got a shot off on that drone, so barely made it.
We're seeing a very standard 2-on-1 here coming out of Pyro. One mistake he did do, though, is he's staggering that SCD production. And I think that might cost the game, because when you're doing this build, it's very concise. So literally every mineral counts.
And the Reaper looks like it's gonna not make it out of here. Yep, he goes down. Everything still looks really standard out of Ming. I would prefer to see him with a couple more Queens. He's got about 2 minutes or so, minute and a half before 2-1-1 should be landing at his front door. He's got these Scouterlings going out. He's gonna see that there's a full wall off, or almost a full wall off coming up, and a few Marines out. So it looks like he's going to be preparing for that 16 Marine drop. Oh, he's going to get
note though, that he's not dropping sport crawlers, which I think is a big mistake.
You really don't need them to defend the first drop. As long as you have 4 Queens or so and 10 to 15 Lings, you can usually force a pickup with a 2-on-1.
Double Evo chamber being dropped here. I don't see a bathing nest yet. So I think with the double Evo, we're probably going to see roaches, actually. That's just my guess.
We'll have to see what upgrades he decides to go through. He is still droning pretty heavily. Pyro says no. Maybe the double NG Bay wall. Because he denied the scout. A couple more Lings coming out, and he is going to be going Ling Bane Muta. He's getting the melee and carapace upgrades. So... you don't upgrade melee if you go roach. It's a complete and total waste of minerals. So that's what we're going to see out of him. He should be pushing up the lair here pretty shortly, I think, if he hasn't already.
Crawler coming up.
Lair is finished. Look for the spire to come down within the next minute, maybe 2 minutes.
Bathing nest just dropped.
Yep. So everything's pretty standard. Looks like the drop is loaded up. He's opted to go with a Widow Mine. And
now that sport crawler is already finished, so I think he's going to hit a little bit of resistance here. And this drop is really late.
And it's going to be scouted immediately by that Zergling. So,
the ball's big mistake there.
Go ahead.
He did. I'm sorry, I just started talking the same time you did. I'm sorry about that.
Yep, all good.
Now, Ming is going to see that he dropped that Widow Mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is a key mistake on Pyro's part by dropping that Widow Mine.
Yeah, I mean, I would have just flown by that Zergling just in case in the event Ming was not looking at his minimap and went ahead with the drop. Once you kill the Zergling, you put the ball in Ming's court because Ming scouted it now. He's got plenty to hold it back. He's getting his creep spread going. Right now, Ming is in a really good position.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually, for 6 minutes, a pretty phenomenal creep spread, because that's going to deny a lot of potential flanking measures from the Terran. And once that 4th base comes down, then he's going to have almost total vision of half the map.
However, check out this run by. There's only 4 Marines here and a bunch of Lings. And it looks like Pyro's out of position, and he's going to turn around. Which is...
And the star base just got canceled, which is a huge hit to Pyro's economy.
I really think Pyro should have stuck with his attack because the Lings were out of position. He could have sniped a couple Queens, Creep Tumors, or something. If he was going to lose the 3rd anyway, he should have tried to get some damage out of it. Now the Spire is almost finished, plus 2 Carapace and Bane Speeder on the way. I would say Ming is in a very good position.
Now, I want to point out something the Pyro did, is he canceled his stim and got combat shields, and stim is just now researching. I think he made a key mistake here, waiting for that Widow Mine. I think what he should have done is he should have pushed out with a 2-1-1, the initial 16 Marine drop, when Ming had no defense, other than that one Queen in his main. I think he would have gotten a lot more done that way, but Pyro is just making some key mistakes here that might be costing him the game.
Yep. 5 Mutalisks on the way, plus 2 melee is now on the way. And we got 9 Banelings morphing in. And Baneling speed is complete. So, let's see if we're going to start looking for an engage. The mine spread out in front of the army is pretty good. So if Ming is not prepared for that, that is definitely 100% a game changer. Looks like he's going to go ahead and send these mutas out for a harass on the main as well.
No missile turrets up. Which, that's a big mistake by the Terran player, because as soon as you see Ling's Bane, you should assume mutas are going to come.
Yep.
Because that's what's standard in the meta right now, but he's going to probably lose his entire mineral line on his main.
With 5 mutas, it'll take quite some time to kill that. So, I don't know about losing the entire mineral line. But here they go, they're inside.
He has no defensive units in his main, except for one Marauder, but it doesn't matter because Marauders can't attack air anyways.
Yeah, he's already pretty far behind on... It's already pretty far behind on workers and supply. I don't mean to pull a Todd, but the Zerg pretty much seems to be ahead in every way at the moment. It looks like he's going to stop this here Widow Mine, turret from going up, but he had to fly away due to marine pressure. But this is really just letting Ming get the critical mask of Lings and Banes that he needs. +1 flyer carapace is on the way.
I honestly think what this game is going to come down to is those Widow Mines. If those Widow Mines can do enough damage, then the Terran player can transition into a win, because even though that third has been denied, 2-base Terran is extremely strong.
Well, the issue is Pyro is now a 4-base Terran. He's mining from his third, and Ming is not mining from a fourth yet. He's got his third down, up, running, saturated. But he doesn't have anything over at his fourth, and he really needs to hit that critical mass around 70 drones so he can keep up the supply, because that bio army is going to shred a lot. I mean,
yeah,
he's got 2-2 stim, the Widow Mines. I mean, this is going to be a decent push. He's got a lot of bio here and a lot of Marauders to soak up some Baneling hits, and not very many Mutalisks. 13 more Banes on the way. Macro hatch also on the way, I believe. And we'll see how long it takes. It looks like he's just looking to clear some creep by now. Probably going to pop up here to see if he can deny a base, whether it's up here or not.
Overseer coming out, he's probably going to look A, to find Widow Mines, and B, maybe drop a changeling since he's committing to bio.
I'd like to see Ming pre-split a little bit, because he knows an attack is inevitable. And he's losing a lot of his Banes on these Marauders, which is not good, and that Widow Mine hit was massive. Scumbag mines all over the place. Those Banes split was good, and there's still a lot of bio left here. 50 Lings on the way, but this is a lot of bio. He's got mines. That was a costly mistake there. He needs to morph in a few Banelings, let these other Zerglings pop out before he takes an engagement. The bio ball's kind of small, but it will rip up some Zerglings.
I think this might be GG.
I don't think it is. He's got 32 Banes. The Terran is on creep. He may deny this base, but here come them Lings and Banes, man. He's good to go. Dunskies, and he holds. And look at the run by. Cleared out a lot of drones. Pyro is down to 41 workers, and Ming has hit that 70 drone count that you so desperately need, and there's really not a lot left. Ming doesn't have a huge army supply, but Zerg's going to be able to remax. He's just going to redrop this hatchery. And he's got plenty of income. His income is way higher than the Terrans. I mean, this force moving out is a bit scary, but Ming has more than enough to deal with it. As long as he keeps taking time to clear creep, Ming's going to have enough time to get some more units out. He needs to move those mutas before he loses them, though, and they're getting chewed up.
That's a key mistake there by Ming. He lost all of those mutas.
Yeah, but he's got quite a bit of Banelings left, and it looks like he is going to split them up and let the Lings take care of the Marauders this time. He cannot get baited into another mine, though. He just can't afford that. Once Adrenal Glands comes out, those Zerglings are going to get a lot better really fast.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. He microed back from the mine there, sent one Ling in to take the hit. I hope he realizes that there is more than one mine here. Yep, he does. And there's a third. So let's see if he checks for that third.
Alright, well, we got a Greater Spire on the way for Ming. So I think we're either we might see some Proglords or some Vipers, one of the two.
Yeah, right now this Bioforce is pretty scary, and... Is that chitinous plating? He's got an Ultralisk Cavern. Uh-oh. The big boys are going to come out to play.
If he gets Ultras and Bloodlords, I think that might be GG, but the question is if he can last long enough for that to happen.
It looks like right now his army supply is kind of low, but he is going to push it back here, so this should be enough to hold him up. We got 5 Corruptors on the way. Greater Spire is just about to finish up, and he has chased him back. Turn around. Watch out, man. There's mines, bro.
Yep, well, he just popped all those mines with a bunch of links. So I think that was worth in the sense that he didn't lose anything important. But at the same time, he's taking a lot of losses here.
Yeah, he's lost about 10 drones. His army supply is only at about 54 to 107 of the Terran. And at this point, his supply blocked. He's lost his third. These Corruptors are just going to get chewed up and spit out. This is probably GG. He just couldn't buy himself enough time.
Which I'm actually genuinely surprised, because the Terran made a lot of mistakes in the early game here, and somehow he wasn't really punished for that. And I'm not just saying that because Ming is in the same clan as me, just in the sense that he didn't capitalize properly on those mistakes. But Bloodlord's coming out, so it might be able to turn inside of this.
Them Lings just cleaned it up, man. Adrenal Glands is OP. Couple Ultras coming in. 10 more Lings on the production tab. All he's got to do is hold on for just a little bit longer and get his economy built back up, and Ming's going to be just fine. This is a really good game.
It is a really good game. And that's why I love standard games, because they're always so back and forth, you never really know what's going to happen.
That is a lot of Widow Mines, though. 3 Banes morphing in. Burrow is coming up. All the +3 upgrades are about to finish, so these Lings are very, very strong. They're like meat grinders right now.
The only problem though is those Ultras are getting blocked by the Lings. I don't know why Blizzard hasn't changed that yet, to be honest with you.
Where they can't roll over. And also Pyro is a little bit Marauder heavy, and Marauders do a really, really, really good job. And those scumbag mines are doing a lot of damage to the Terran army there.
Yeah, that's a lot of Widow Mines. Let me check something real quick.
Ming only has 34 army supply. Got 38 Lings on the way, but right now the Terran is still very far ahead. 71 supply ahead to be exact. Ming is holding on, but
I think that's a little deceptive, because the Terran players got over 30 supply committed into Widow Mines. So I think that's something that needs to be kept in account as well, because those Widow Mines can do damage, but at the same time, they're Widow Mines.
And he just lost a lot of Zerglings there. Widow Mines are like the bane of my existence. I cannot stand Widow Mines. And he's super Marauder heavy, which is going to render the Ultralisk pretty not effective. Ultralisk don't do too well versus Marauders, and he's lost one.
Wow.
He doesn't have a lot of money. He just hasn't been able to reestablish himself after losing his third. And it looks like this 4th or 5th base of his is going to go down now. That's a lot of Marauders there. The Banelings aren't going to help.
The Liberators out to be able to chew through those Ultralisks, so I think this is going to be GG here with a win for our Terran player. Unless Ming can do something to come back into this, but I just don't see that happening at this stage of the game.
Like, the amount of Widow Mines out on the field right now is just insane.
No, I don't know if you just saw that, but one Widow Mine just sniped 14 workers in one shot.
I saw it. Alright, that's going to be GG for Pyro, putting TrpleT up 2-1. Oh, boy. That was a fun game.
I just want to point out that both of those players were floating over 1,000 minerals that match. That was a very enjoyable game to watch, definitely.
That was still a very, very, very fun game to watch. Passion, go ahead and hook me up with who's next, please. Buddy? Old pal? Well, he's been telling him to message me, so I guess we'll see who's next. So that is going to go ahead and put up a 2-1 for TrpleT. PsiX. That way I can keep track myself. Passion. Struck is next. Alrighty. So,
I mean, who needs an actual army when you have 10,000 Widow Mines?
get old Struck in here. Suggest a party. Wonder who is up next for DVD. We gonna be watching DVD quality StarCraft here, or what?
Pyro just got booted.
Yeah, it's DVD just got brought back in. So see what map Struck wants to pick. Not Newkirk, Belshire, or Cactus.
Oh, that was a little typo there in your Belshire, but I'll take it. That's what I'm gonna start calling it from now on.
Old Bell shit.
That's what I'm gonna call this from now on.
I mean, that'll work. I like that map, so it's okay.
Well, you're a Zerg player, though.
True. I do love Belshire.
As somebody that plays anything but Zerg, I hate Belshire.
Alright, Struck. Party chat, need your map pick.
I hope we see another really solid standard game like the last one. Because, cheese can be interesting because of the surprise factor, but when you see it 1,000 times and you get beaten by it 1,000 times, and then you beat it 1,000 times, it just isn't very interesting anymore.
Yeah, it's still pretty fun to watch. I enjoy it.
Ming just said in Twitch chat, Game of Throws.
Pretty much.
So should we start typing Bork in the Twitch chat, please?
Right? That was a GG. That was a really, really good game.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, Pat.
And I was actually right when I said the Widow Mines are going to decide the game.
That was a lot of Widow Mines. That was a lot of mines.
He had over 30 supply in Widow Mines. Yeah, somebody in Twitch had just said he should have used Dropper Lords, which I think actually would have been a good idea. He would have been able to clean that up since he didn't actually have any Widow Mines in his bases, at least as far as his main and natural go.
Passion, is Wrench our ace in the hole? Because I like watching Wrench play, and I want to see Wrench play. So I'm saying
I like watching Wrench play as well.
It's got to be Wrench.
There we go. The Borks are coming out in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, it's a delay, man. 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, I know. I was just waiting for it. It's just that satisfying moment when you see it. Everybody sees what you just, or hears what you just said. You can't really see what people say.
Yeah.
Lyra says you threw with your Ultraless Cavern placement.
Debatable. I think he needed a little bit more pre-split. That's what I think he needed.
Definitely.
And then balls of Zerglings going around getting blown up didn't really help. Once they have adrenal glands, they're really, really, really good, but they still can't hold Widow Mine hits.
Yeah, I think what should have happened there is I think committing to Lingbane Muta after scouting the lack of tech, because the Terran player canceled the stim, which said he's not going for a stim Marine drop. So I don't know. I played Zerg like twice, and I went Roach Ravager both times. Because just Roach Ravager and Fester to me is really strong, but that's just my playstyle. I can't do the Lingbane Muta. It's just I don't like it.
It is strong, but it requires a lot of micro. I personally think it's harder to play than Lingbane Muta. That's why I prefer Lingbane Muta, because I'm number one bad at this game. So
I'm worse. I mean, I'm silver, so keep that in mind.
I'm a lowly plat one, man. You ain't telling me nothing I don't know.
take flat 1. Here, you want to switch? You can be silver, I'll be flat 1.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. It's a whole other world up here.
Oh, no, I'm not going to play any games. I'm just going to say, look, I'm flat 1, and then not play on ladder.
Yeah, right. Abby. What's Abby?
I don't know.
Is that Abyssal?
I think so.
Yeah, it's got to be Abyssal. Yep. Okay, somebody got it. I guess he's got a love-hate. Is he Protoss?
Oh, looks like another TVT.
Well, they just throw him up there. Race up, ready. Up. TrpleT sitting on match point. So, hopefully Struck can pull one out.
Yeah, you know, it's always enjoyable to see it come down to the last match. Puts pressure on both players, and some people either, you know, there are two types of players, and they're under that kind of pressure. They either crack or they play at their absolute best. And I would hope that both players play their absolute best. Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, right? Mama don't want to sweat it already. Old school Eminem, man, I love it. Well, that's not really old school Eminem, but it is older Eminem.
I'm not the biggest fan of rap music in general. I listen to death metal.
You can't not like Eminem. Everybody likes Eminem. It's like the greatest
I can
rapper
tolerate it
alive.
if I hear it, but I'm not going to go out and try and listen to it. I just don't care for it.
Yeah, I listen to country music, though, so...
Okay, alright. Alright, so starting off this game in the top left corner in the red trunks playing Terran, we have Struck, representing Psionic Aftermath. And on the bottom right corner in the yellow trunks also playing Terran, we have DVD representing TrpleT Gaming. Now, I'm not sure what the T, saludos hermano y datsan. So he's just saying hello. I'm not sure if there's going to be more Spanish. I will be the stream's Spanish translator. What are your thoughts here, Clarity?
I mean, TrpleT's on match point. They're a game ahead, so there's going to be a little bit less pressure for DVD. I have not seen Struck play, so I'm not sure what his angle is going to be. So far, pretty mirrored builds. Actually, almost to the second.
Noteworthy is Struck went gas first, whereas DVD went Rex first.
You're the Terran player. Tell me what it means. SCV Scout moving across the map.
Well, it mean a couple things. It'll mean it all depends, because I'm not going to know until I see what happens after that first Rex. Alright, second gas coming out for Struck. We're probably going to see one of the Cyclones, or we're going to see something really cheesy, because you don't normally get your second gas that early and saturate it. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to see yet, because I don't have that much experience in TVT, but I think it's going to be interesting. And something really important right now is that DVD is going to scout that second gas, so he's going to start sobbing in his head, most likely.
Yep. And it looks like Struck's Scout is also going to make it in. I'm going to check things out, see that it's just a single gas. Reapers are coming out along with the orbitals, and we have a command center for DVD and a factory for Struck.
Now,
so that's
DVD is making a huge mistake here by building that CC. When he saw that Struck's going double gas, he should cancel that CC and commit to making units, because I'm going to bet you that Struck is going to get out, double Cyclone and just Marines into that base.
Well, we'll see what happens. There's the first Cyclone on the production tab. Let's see if
another
he
Reaper.
up with another. Double Reaper,
Sure,
double Cyclone is probably what it's going to be, and then he's going to push across the map. So, let's see if DVD can get one out in time.
Well, DVD's getting a second Reaper out to try and counter it, but he's behind. So, he does have a defender's advantage, but I'm not sure that this was the best idea. The best thing DVD could have done is cancel that CC.
He was also supply blocked there for a second, which held up that Cyclone even more. So both the Cyclones are going to be out here for Struck.
Struck's starport just finished, whereas DVD is just starting his.
Yeah, it looks like DVD's going to be on the back foot. He's going to have to try to find some damage somewhere or take a good engagement just to pretty much even the playing field. I'm not saying he's out of the game because, of course, he's not. Just a little bit behind.
We're going to see a 1-1-1 drop here. So this is... unless DVD reacts to this drop instantly, he loses. And I know that sounds really harsh to say, but he's got stim coming out, so he's going to have slower unit production. So all he has is 4 Reapers and a Tech Lab on his first Rex, whereas Struck is moving out with that double Cyclone, and he has Reactor on his first Rex. So all he has to do is Reactor out a few Marines, and he can easily hold off that Reaper harass.
Yep, and it looks like the drop is moving across the map right now, awful slowly. But, man, there's... if that siege tank gets out with that one Cyclone, he should be able to hold without taking too terribly much damage, I would think. But I'm also not the Terran player, so...
Well, looking at where he has that siege tank rallied, if you click the factory, you can see it's to the front of his base. And he's going to be able to kill that siege tank before it even deploys. If he focus fires it, which
he's
it doesn't look like
denying
he's doing
stim.
right now.
He denied stim.
Oh, that's actually key. Because now he's stuck with a useless barracks.
Super useless, actually. Got a Viking out, a siege tank, couple Reapers, and couple Marines for DVD. And
now, if you look at Struck's, I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you look at Struck's starport real quick, he's got a cloak. He's got a Banshee and cloak on the way.
Is that going to be his equalizer? Or, well, just something else to get him a little further ahead?
Well, he does. I think that, well, DVD has the eBay out, but he's not building a turret yet. So maybe he's saving. He's got enough for a couple scans right now. He has enough for 3 scans. 2 scans. Alright, never mind. He just called out a bunch of meals.
Alright, well, that Banshee's going to be coming out very shortly.
Yeah, he's got 2 scans in the bank. A lot of tech labs coming out, so we're going to see some tanks for defense. Honestly, this game could go either way.
Small worker advantage for DVD. I don't think that Cyclone drop got as much damage as he wanted.
DVD supply blocked again.
Yeah, that can't happen. But he is pushing across the map, and that is pretty scary right there. And the Viking sees the Banshee immediately. Looks like he's going to go ahead and chase that down and kill it.
That is huge right there. Because the only thing that he... Ooh, that Widowmine. If he can sneak that Widowmine in, which not going to happen.
There we go. He cloaked it.
Now, that was a smart scan there.
Yep.
Because he's able to deny one of the tanks. Oh. Perhaps both of the tanks. Indeed. Oh, nope, it's out of range.
Very closely, but 2 tanks up here. I mean, that's really, really hard to push into. And we got some worker harass going on down here, and he's getting a few kills. He's actually taking the worker advantage at this point. Going to drop a scan, and that Viking's going to clean it up. But, I mean, he did a decent amount of damage with it, so it's really... I mean, it paid for itself, I would say.
Absolutely, and even if he didn't kill enough workers, that lost mining time itself was a big hit.
Yep.
And DVD is floating on 2,000 mineral.
Yeah, if he was spending that money, this would be a completely different game.
Yeah, he's spending it now, but I think it's too little too late.
Yep, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and clean up this little, I guess you would call that a soft contain, maybe? Outside his base. He's going to lose one of his tanks, but all the Marines are down.
Ooh, is that second tank going to go down?
No, it's heavily damaged. Just out of range.
It was going to drop it right on top of that tank to scale it really fast.
That's dirty.
That is dirty. I like that. I'm going to have to do that.
Who said tank evac still wasn't a thing? Alright, these tanks are really starting to set up out here. So, 4 tanks, 4 medevacs.
I think what Struck needs to do at this point is just take that third. Because he can't mine from that base with those medevacs that are giving vision. The tanks will just kill the SCDs as soon as they start to mine.
DVD might be way down on workers.
Oh, he's just walking a tank right in. DVD's walking a tank right into his base.
Yep, and he's running the workers out.
I think this is GG. I think TrpleT is going to take this.
That's a pretty severe contain. So 8 Marines and a Reaper. He really just doesn't have enough money to do much. And he has taken the third.
What he needs to do right now is move those tanks up.
And DVD definitely spent that money. Look what's coming across the map.
Yeah, that's GG.
Looks like DVD's going to take this game and this clan war.
Well, the GG hasn't been called yet, but I'm just preemptively saying it's GG because I don't see any way that Struck is coming back from this game.
Does not seem to be the case. Yep, the boys are pulled, they're dying. They're not doing much to tank Marine. And he's going to be on top of the production here very shortly. He's moving up on them supply depots. Down they go. And once you get on top of tank production, it's game over. So it looks like TrpleT is going to go ahead and take it 3-1. I'm going to get a hold of Zeratul, see if he wants to go ahead and play the last game just to for gigs. Want to play last. And we'll go ahead and wait on a reply for Zeratul. If they want to play the next game, we'll go ahead and play it. If not, that'll be all we have for today. And we'll go ahead and put the outro back on and roll on out.
Alright. I'm Abysmal, joined by Clarity, and that was a great series of guests. Or it's already muted.
Yep, so Passion joined the party, DVD is left. I'm still mad Passion didn't let me show you guys what's in the safe, but oh well.
Hey, will you PM me what's in the safe?
So, looks like Passion's going to go ahead and get in, play the last game. And Neo ZG. Is this another Neo? There's 2 Neos. There can't be 2 Neos. Anyway, it looks like we are going to go ahead and play the last game.
Hey, will you whisper me what's in the safe, just so I know?
Yeah. Sure. Let me get to my party and I'll whisper to you. Hold on. I gotta close some of these chat channels. There's like 80 people in some of them. Oh boy.
That's kind of what I predicted was going to be in the safe.
Yep. Quite a bit, actually. So, we got Neo ZG versus Passion. This is actually going to be the first time I've seen Passion play.
Me too, actually.
It's one of the big faces around here, but I never actually see him play. So, I wonder what he's got. He already casted for 2.5 hours today, so he's probably halfway tired, and we're going to go ahead and see what he's got. What's the chat saying? There are 2 Neos. That would make me sad. That would confuse me.
Now, what would be funny is if one of these days we did a clan war, but it was only silver players on both teams.
It's hard to find that. There's not too many people in silver that really want to play live on stream, you know?
I mean, I'm bad and I'm proud of it.
Green Neo and blue Neo. That's pretty good. I like that. Alright, so spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Newkirk, which we're not supposed to play because we already played it, Passion. We have our red Protoss, Neo, ZG, representing TrpleT. They've already won the clan war, but starting in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the man, the myth, the legend. It's Passion, representing Psionic Aftermath.
Now, right off the bat, I want to point out something really smart. If you look at Neo ZG's base, he has that first pylon on the right side, whereas normally, I know that I myself put it on the left side. That's really smart because it helps to push back those drops with overcharges. It looks like out of Neo ZG, we're just going to see the standard gate gas expand. Unless he chooses to do something a little cheeky.
Kiss from the scouts. Boom. There they go. They kind of headbutted right into each other. That was not soft and gentle.
Bye, bitch.
Now, Passion is not
Oh my
walling.
god. Back up, you scared me.
We have a little trolling going on in the background here. Now, Passion is not walling, and I'm not sure why. He's Masters, I'm not, so he probably knows better than me, but my thought process is I want a wall against Protoss to be able to deny those Adept Shades in the main. But this map has such a short rush distance that he can just send the Warp Prism over anyway, so I don't think it really matters.
Sorry about that, guys. I had somebody walk in behind me. Had to mute my mic for a second, but I am back.
Cybercore coming down for Neo ZG. Reaper coming out for Passion as well. We've just got a random probe running around.
Just being as annoying as possible.
Yep. Warp get on the way. He's not chrono boosting it though, which is kind of odd since he's on saturation. He's not chrono boosting either his gate or his what's it called, Cybercore. He's keeping it on his Nexus instead. Oh, probably for the Mothership Core. That would make sense. Now he's chrono boosting his gateway to get that Adept out. Yeah, that Adept's gonna come out and be able to deny the Reaper harass.
Alright, well that Reaper got denied awful quickly. Warp Gate on the way, and a Twilight Council. Probably going to be some Glaze, I think.
Passion's going for a timing attack here that involves 2 Cyclones and 6 Marines. And it usually hits about the 430 mark when Protoss doesn't really have much to answer to that. So if he doesn't get a pylon down at his natural, then that's going to get denied. It's going to take a huge hit to his economy. Since Protoss units are so expensive, even though he has that early robo down, he's not really going to be able to get much more out than an Observer.
Well, he's got that Adept about to come in, and he's going to see the Cyclone and the 2 Marines, so let's see if he has some kind of reaction. It looks like he is going to... Oh, that Adept's going to escape. Lucky shade, man.
Starport coming out for Passion.
Yeah,
I'll be right back for 2 seconds. You'll have to excuse me.
Yes, sir, no problem. Got a few Marines hang out in the base of Passion. Engineering Bay on the way, and that is going to be Blink and not Glaze. I thought for sure that would be Blink. Now, if Passion does go for that timing attack, the Mothership Core does have enough for a couple overcharges, and there are a couple Stalkers out, so I really don't think Passion's going to be able to get too much done with that push. 2 Cyclones and 6 Marines really doesn't seem like it's that much.
Cyclones shred through Stalkers like they don't even exist. So I think it's going to come down to use of pylon overcharge.
Yeah, that and the overcharges, he'll be just fine.
If he can bait the overcharges out, then he can easily have a winning push here. But if he doesn't, then he's in a little bit of trouble.
Right, well here come the Cyclones. There's a medevac with 6 Marines. A couple more Marines streaming across the map to come help out, along with another Cyclone.
Oh, keep in mind that Neo ZG has no defense. Oh, never mind. Just as I say that, he drops a pylon in his main. I was just about to say he has no defense of his mineral line in his main. But the issue now is if he pulls the Mothership Core to defend his main mineral line, then he loses that defense at his natural.
Yep, it looks like he is going to go ahead and bait out those overcharges as much as he can. Just waiting just long enough for it to happen. He does have yet another... Oh, nope, just Marines. I thought it was going to be another Cyclone coming across the map, along with an SCV to take care of some repairs. He's baited out another overcharge. It looks like he's only got the energy for one more. Microing back 2 of the Cyclones.
That was beautiful.
Looks like it did pretty well there. He is behind 13 workers, however.
Yeah, Passion is a little behind on macro. I think he was expecting that early push to work. I think he would have had better success if he had done a double cyclone drop into the main. And then done a multi-prong with Marines on the front as well. Liberator coming out to be able to deny those stalkers and the tank.
Yep. And
Just
that observer's hanging out
can't...
looking for drops.
I honestly can't tell who's going to win this just by looking at it.
Well, right now I feel Neo's ahead just because he's ahead in the worker account, and the army supplies are pretty much, I don't know. Passion's a little bit ahead, but that lack of workers is really going to start to hurt. Mules are OP, but they don't last forever.
And they don't mind gas either.
Also true. Observer's going to come in and see exactly what Passion has going on here for the moment.
Oh, drop coming out. No stim, but if he can take that pylon out, then he'll have a chance of doing a lot of work.
The third is going down for the Protoss player, and it looks like he's got somewhat of a formidable push, but there's 2 tanks and a couple of Cyclones up here, so... Oh, the blink forward onto the tank, and he's going to go ahead and get both of them. Those Cyclones are going to clean up the Stalkers, I believe. Maybe?
Passion needs to seize that tank.
Yeah, it gets cleaned up, but those couple of tank losses are actually going to hurt, especially when he's down 10 workers.
And that was a bit of fail micro. You were seeing the fight over, but Passion did a drop in Neo's base. Neo did not target the medevac with that overcharge. The medevac ended up escaping with 4 HP.
Well, that's what you call a close call.
Because a lot of Protoss players aren't aware of this, at least at my level. If you click on the pylon, you can choose which target the overcharge is going to hit.
Yeah. And that Liberator went out and came right back. Doesn't have any kills, and he's loading up. Ooh, that observer's looking right at that army. He knows he's gonna be well prepared. He's already got his mothership core on patrol. He's warping in a couple stalkers. He's gonna try to pick off a couple of those medevacs before they come in.
Now the problem with Newkirk is there are a lot of maps where you can take the Liberator and place it just so it barely touches one of the mineral piles, and it's out of range of any potential pylons or stalkers. But unfortunately, with the size of this map, that just isn't possible.
Yep, and he's going to go ahead and force that drop to head to the third. It looks like he... Ooh.
1 medevac down.
Get out of there, Passion.
GG. I really can't see Passion winning at this point.
I wouldn't say it's GG yet, but it's getting there. That loss of medevac with units inside and that Liberator was actually pretty big. Blink's finished up. +1 upgrades is about to finish up. He's got a Robo Bay on the way. +1 armor and stim are just about to finish for Passion. A couple Marauders are coming out. So I think he'll be able to hold on for a little while longer, but he really needs to find another way at this point. That's a lot of Stalkers. Only 2 Marines to hold. He's going to have to take it perfectly. A couple of Mortals. Yikes. It's looking pretty dicey for Passion.
Now, committing to those Stalkers may be a mistake because tanks chew through Stalkers like there's no tomorrow.
And it looks like he's going to try to go around and get the flank. And those force fields are pretty good. I did not realize they had charge on the Zealots. But he does blink forward, get one of those tanks, and with those Immortals, that's pretty much the end.
So I don't know if you saw that, but Passion's tank was attacking his command center instead of attacking the Protoss.
Misclicks, man, they happen. Couple of Liberators going down. It's going to make it kind of hard for... But he will be able to blink up to the main if he can get... If that Observer's still around, and he does have vision, that or he can blink up underneath the Liberators and pretty much end their lives. So, yeah, Desperation Dark Shrine. Because he's super desperate at the moment there, Pyro. That Observer just hanging out in Passion's base is just not good. There we go. It looks like he is going to clean up and push back this force. Might get a Mortal or 2 for free. There we go. There's a couple of Mortals. They didn't get much done. And there's the Colossus coming out.
Plus Mass Adepts.
Yep. This is going to be a very, very difficult hold. Needs to get those Liberators sieged up. And here comes the Colossus chilling.
Oh, just right around.
That command center floating right there is actually giving him a little bit of vision, so that actually does help out.
Huh.
Now this is a 4-base Protoss, or soon to be a 4-base Protoss versus a 2-base Terran. So
You have to admit, the 2-base Terran is pretty scary.
yeah, especially when it's holding back a 3-base Protoss at this point. There's still a Colossus hanging at home for Neo. I kind of wish he'd put that up there with his army.
Looks like there's going to be a drop coming out. Nucky. Whereas, well, Neo has 1-1 on the way. Done, but he's got 2-2 on the way.
Yeah,
with Templar Archives coming out and another Robo. So I don't know how this is going to work.
Glaives plus 2 weapons and armor is just finishing up for the Protoss. And I think he might have just snuck that 3rd down. But it's super, super vulnerable at this point. Oh, he came out at the perfect time to snipe both those Colossus, and all the splash damage is gone. This Bioforce just got a lot stronger. There's no adapts, just Blink Stalkers. There's one Colossus joining the party, but he's going to be able to push him all the way back home and get up onto 2 base.
Those concussive shells from the Marauders are huge in being able to deny those Colossi. And the Adepts, for that matter.
It actually looks like he's going to be able to put on a little bit of a contain, and if he takes a really good engagement, he can really change the pace. Yeah, but how much damage are they going to do before they're picked? Quite a bit. Both of the Colossus go down, but there is too much Protoss here. He's going to push him back. What does Passion have at home? Not much. No Liberators. That's the problem. Storm's going to finish up here very shortly.
Or tanks, for that matter.
Yeah, this contain isn't going to be very containing. There's GG.
Yeah, that's GG.
Pyro says you go DTs when you're ahead, behind, and board. Alright, well, I think that's the last game we have for you tonight. Thanks everybody who played from PsiX. Good games out of the guys from TrpleT. Hopefully we'll get to play you guys again sometime. Exact a little vengeance, if you will. But I'm Clarity, and
I'm Medicinal.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good one.
Yep, have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching the stream.